running around the track in gym class. We were the two slowest, fattest kids in the class. We learned to like each other. We stuck together. I dropped out of a whole bunch of colleges. Jerry went to 4 years straight, tried to get into med school and couldn't get in. I tried to become a potter. Nobody would buy my pottery. We felt like we were both failures. And we decided to start our own business. Our idea was that we wanted to live in a rural college town, and we thought we would take a food trend that was just starting off in the big cities. And
Like you were there when ice cream was popping off for the first time ever. That's crazy.
Well, when homemade ice cream was popping off, you know, I think it was Dolly Madison, the president's wife, who really started ice cream in the U.S., but that was before my time.
Have you ever seen in the USSR they have like they place a lot of importance on ice cream, where I think it was like there's this thing, I forget what it is. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. And we do things a little bit non-traditional here for the record. It's just like it's a normal organic conversation. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, so if I have a pain in my neck and I just bought some off-brand icy hot, I can rub it on. While
I have like pads and stuff too if you want one.
You got pads?
Yeah, I could get you like a heating pad. You can slap it on if you want.
Yeah, man, I want to be like Hassan.
For sure. Plombier is a type of ice cream made with vanilla, cream, eggs, and sugar, originally created in the Soviet Union in 1937. And I think it was like a big, what do you call it? It was like a big deal where they wanted to make sure that all kids were able to get it. So ice cream has been an important. Ice cream has had a history in politics as well. It seems where even in the USSR they were like we gotta make sure that the kids and everybody else gets to have their treats, specifically ice cream.
Absolutely true. I was actually in the Soviet Union. At the end of the Soviet Union, Gorbachev was setting up. He allowed you to have joint ventures.
Yeah,
and we set up a Ben and Jerry's joint venture.
No way.
Yeah,
that's sick. That's like
in Karelia, the Russian state of Karelia.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
Petrosavodsk. It's right on the border with Finland.
Let's see. Okay, that's never mind. That's
whoa, jeez, what the heck was
just
that?
Reddit. Ukrainian conflict. But what is this? Okay, never mind.
All right.
That most of it is just like about Ukraine. So you're wearing a common side effect shirt. Before we continue with the history lesson about how you arrived at this ice cream behemoth, and became known for that. You're wearing a common side effect shirt. Have you watched it? It's one of my favorite shows. I love it.
Yes, I watched the whole thing. I totally
it's amazing.
love it. They're in the middle of producing a new series, a new.
Is the second season or just like an entirely new season? Okay,
the second season.
Thank God, because some of those shows, dude, they can just get canceled, even if it's good. Especially if it's good, they usually cancel them. But it's amazing that you're repping them. You said you were hanging out with them earlier.
Yeah. I just came from there. That's why I didn't bring any ice cream, because I came straight from there.
Ice cream.
That's correct. They've got the ice cream. You know those guys? Go to their freezer.
I don't know those guys. I'm gonna go. Well, check them out.
Well, they're really good guys. You should see them.
Do you want an icy hot patch?
Like you. Well, I just put this stuff on. I think it'll work.
All right, perfect. So you start Ben and Jerry's. How did it, like in the beginning? I assume that there was a lot of limitations, a lot of hurdles that you had to clear in the process, right? Did it explode in popularity from the start?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, we started as this little homemade ice cream parlor. Never expected to be anything more than that. In an old converted gas station that was falling apart in Burlington, Vermont, and in terms of getting business permits back then and health permits and the fire permit, all that stuff, it was a lot easier than it is now.
Oh, okay.
So there's kind of less in that way. There was less obstacles.
Yeah, the pesky nanny state hadn't intervened.
Right.
Bernie Sanders, the devastating the dangerous mayor of Burlington hadn't come in yet.
He was just running for mayor for the first time as we were starting up. I guess we started a little before him, and I remember being at the incredible, huge celebration in the basement of Memorial Auditorium, scooping ice cream for the victory party.
Wow, you were there from the beginning.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
I feel like he hasn't changed his look at all.
He hasn't changed.
He has
his
looked
look.
like he's looked like he was this age back then.
It's true. He hasn't changed his look. He hasn't changed his politics. He hasn't changed his stump speech.
I know.
It's the beautiful thing about Bernie is just how consistent he is. And, some people complain, Bernie, you're always saying the same thing. And he was saying, when we start having justice in this country, I'll start saying something different.
Yeah. So you go through the process, not as many hurdles back then as there are now.
I mean, the big hurdle was we didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
I mean, we had $4,000 a piece, and we were planning on getting a loan from the SBA, but we couldn't get a long enough lease on this old gas station that was falling apart, so we couldn't get the loan from the SBA, and the bank kicked in another $4,000, so it was $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
Started Ben & Jerry's. It's kind of amazing. I guess you can't really start a business on $12,000 now.
Yeah, no, that definitely can't. So let me ask you, getting right into it, Trump is president again.
Oy.
Yes. I don't know if you knew that. Trump is president. Guys,
Oh.
that's what's going on. Sorry.
on,
Hate
make
to be
me
the bear.
happy. Don't-
Hate to be the
don't-
bearer
don't
of
rub
bad
it in.
news. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. And one thing that I have routinely talked about with Ben & Jerry's is the component of marketing and political advocacy. Specifically because I always use Ben & Jerry's as a great example of a company that, in spite of corporate takeovers, in spite of control by much larger conglomerates, Ben & Jerry's has always maintained political advocacy as a part of its mission. And I think is largely in part because of your direction, right? Like this is a genuine thing that you care about. As opposed to Target, for example, or many other mega corporations in this country that will only aesthetically get on board with performative activism in an effort to do marketing. And the second part of this is that I now fear that we're moving in the direction where a lot of companies have completely cast aside the previous performative liberalism, the performative wokeness, if you will, to now move in the direction of right-wing politics, broadcasting right-wing politics as though it is a virtuous position to have. Have you noticed this as well in your experience?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have, Hassan.
That was a wordy question. I just lobbed it up for you.
And I have thought about that, and I think all that's going on is that most businesses, most corporations don't really have a social mission. They are not values-led businesses. They are businesses whose purpose is to maximize profits today, in the here and now. And so, think about it. I mean, if you're a business and your only purpose is to maximize profits today, you go along to get along. If the current president says X, you say, yeah, baby. If he says Y, you say, yeah, baby. And if he says Z, yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a heart, they don't have a soul, they don't have a spirit. And that, I think, is the interesting thing about Ben & Jerry's. It's a business, it's a thing, but it has a heart and a soul and a spirit. And, it's the idea of being values-led, not profit-led. Values-led is a term that was coined by Anita Roddick, who started the Body Shop. So, the Ben & Jerry's mission. And, we went through a lot of difficulties in order to get to this point. There was a lot of internal dissension, there was external criticism, but the Ben and Jerry's mission is a three-part mission. So we have a social mission, we have a product quality mission, and we have a financial mission. And the interesting thing about them is that they are written horizontally to make the point that no one of them comes before the other. They're all interconnected. And staying true to those missions is what keeps Ben and Jerry's Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah. You mentioned that there was some struggles that took place in the process. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. In the early days, the struggles were mostly internal. I would say, let's take a stand on a particular issue. For instance, peace.
Dangerous prospect. An ever-present danger to the military-industrial complex. You're speaking a dangerous language, sir.
Let's suggest that the government take 1% of the Pentagon budget and use it for peace through understanding activities between the U.S. and the former Soviet Union. Because the people, they don't have anything against each other, and yet we were in this Cold War.
I feel like that kind of dangerous language would have gotten you denaturalized back in the day. if you were a little bit younger, or now. Exactly.
So we were coming out with a chocolate-covered ice cream pop on a stick, and normally you write about, you're going to taste the most amazing chocolate-covered ice cream pop on a stick you ever had. It's so smooth, so rich, so creamy, so chocolatey. And instead, we said, let's call this a peace pop, and let's use the copy on the package to talk about making peace instead of war and shifting this money out of the Pentagon. And it was incredibly controversial within the company that people were saying, our executives were saying, the people on the board of directors were saying, business that's not business's role. Business should not be trying to advocate for particular national government policies. And it was quite a heated discussion. And finally, I kind of forced it through, and nothing happened. I mean, people were saying that what's going to happen is, we set up this new plant that's designed to make these chocolate-covered ice cream pops on a stick. If we come out with this packaging, right-wing groups are going to picket the supermarkets. The supermarket's going to take it off the shelf, and none of that stuff ever came to pass.
Yeah. Well, it probably helps if it's delicious.
Yeah.
Because if it was not good, it'd be easier to be like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah.
No, this is something that I've seen in my own industry as well. Streaming, the internet, like content creators, like a lot of them, I think, are at the mercy of the broader audience and like whatever they're saying, and they never want to lead by example because they're afraid of like corporations pulling out. They're afraid of companies saying, "Oh, we're going to blacklist you." They're afraid of companies saying like, "Oh, you speak on this political issue. I don't necessarily think that's appropriate for our brand." And for that reason, I think they choose not to make a stand. They choose not to take a reasonable moral stand like you just described. And I feel
pull the ice cream, not sell the ice cream in the West Bank. And then we refuse to renew that licensee's contract on that basis, and so the ice cream was not sold in the West Bank, and Unilever, who is the parent of Ben and Jerry's, owns Ben and Jerry's at the moment. was doing a lot of other business.
I would say that any sort of push to say like, oh, well, Ukrainians want sovereignty and therefore they should keep fighting, therefore we should keep giving them weapons, is simply a mechanism for America to continue selling weapons to Ukrainians. And it's not even necessarily the American population or the Western population's demands on this process that matters at all. The greatest example of this is, of course, Gaza. You have overwhelming majorities of Western populations demanding an end to America and the Western world's allowance for Israel to continue committing genocide in Gaza, and yet they have not moved an inch away from that position. They're in a permanent bloodshed position. They're deadlocked with Israel and their ambition to do ethnic cleansing in Gaza, and there's not really seemingly anything we can do about it to stop this process. Hold on. Oh, I think Ben might be here. Hold on. Hey, what's up? Oh, he is? Hold on. Oh, I see him. Okay, hold on. I just unlocked it. Okay. Ben Cohen is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Cohen of Ben and Jerry's. I'm already live. Oh, you were? Hell yeah. All right, well.
And I really dig your chainsaw-equipped motorbike.
Oh, yeah.
That is very cool. Now,
That's my brother's.
yeah, and where does he go?
Do you want me to put that somewhere, or you got it?
Do I got it?
All right, you got it.
You mean like plop myself down here? What
Yeah.
are we on? What are we live? What are
Oh,
we
we're
doing?
live already. We got 34,000 people watching.
Yo, hello everybody. Look, I just put on my up in arms hat.
Hell yeah.
Hi everybody.
Kaya.
Oh, and I got the dog.
Do you want me to? I can tell her to
No,
go back
I like the dog.
Okay, Ben Cohen, ladies and gentlemen, of the Ben of Ben and Jerry's.
Jeez.
Live and alive in the building. Very excited. People are saying ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream.
Yeah.
That wasn't a joke. No, Ben
I
is.
should have brought you ice cream. Shit.
Damn.
Well,
Well,
oh.
I thought you would. I'm
Sorry,
not gonna
man.
lie.
You
I
know,
thought you would.
I thought I would too. I mean, I didn't know. I was look, I got some kind of magic. I got magic pieces of paper.
What is that? Oh my God! No.
Turns into ice cream.
No.
Yeah. That
We got
turns in-
free. This coupon's good for anyone. Ben and Jerry's pint. Bag of cookie dough chunks. Let's go.
This is for your listeners.
Okay. Do you want me to just show it and whoever gets it first?
Yes.
Is that how this goes?
Yes.
Like I just put it on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Whoever gets the coupon first and takes it to a store wins. Okay. Are you ready? There it is. Hold on. Boom. I hope that works. And if not, I'll just post it. I'll just post it on the I'll post it on my Twitter. How about that?
What? You posted on your Twitter and it works?
I'll take a photo of it on my
There's
Twitter.
Another one.
Another one. You're giving me so much free ice
well,
cream.
of course, I forgot to bring you the
No,
pints,
no,
man.
it's
I gotta
fine, it's
bring
fine,
you
it's
the
fine.
pieces of paper here.
Okay. I'm
gonna have
be-
to come up with Zin favorite ice cream for you.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I mean, you're.
What? He's got Zin.
Yeah,
He's got
I have
extra.
Zin everywhere.
He's got essential. Man, what? The guy runs on
The
zero
Dr.
sugar,
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper and cream.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, Ben, I have so much to talk to you about. You were detained briefly, right?
I
Where
was.
You were protesting at the RFK
detained. Yeah,
Junior
it's
hearing.
true. Yeah.
You're very progressive. You're an OG. You're one of the OGs.
I'm definitely
original
old.
gangster. No. That doesn't mean old. That means you're the original gangster.
All right. I'm an original gangster.
And I want to hear more about the story of how Ben and Jerry's came about, where you're from, for the people that might not know. Let's just start it at the beginning.
Sure. I was born in 1951 in Brooklyn. I stayed there for a year and a half. My parents moved to Long Island. I stayed there till I was 18. I met my friend Jerry.
Drinking water.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No.
Everyone always gets on me in the chat when they're like, why don't you offer your guests anything? Now they're going to cook me. They're going to say, you didn't offer your guests anything.
Well, it's because I didn't bring you any ice cream.
Yeah, it's tit for
I
tat.
understand.
Art of the deal.
So, the Israel.
Yeah.
So I want to be clear that we did not. What we were doing was not BDS. What is that?
Boycott, divestments, and sanctions.
Boycott,
Yes.
divestments, and sanctions. What we were doing was our ice cream was being sold in Israel. It was being sold through a licensee that was also manufacturing the product there. And we told them that we don't want our ice cream being sold in the West Bank because we disagree with how Israel is treating people in the West Bank. And somehow or other, the ice cream showed up in the West Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back and forth on that for a while, and eventually we said, hey, we really mean it. You need to.
Holy Toledo. It seems like white boy jihad summer is imminent. Yeah.
To make a deal for me. That was at the root of President Trump's entire argument that I can end this on day one. That his relationship with President Putin was so strong from that first term. They were stablemates, as he once said on 60 Minutes, of which there was no evidence of. But this is just kind of the latest version of it. There's been zero evidence that President Putin is using his relationship with Donald Trump to do anything for Trump, to end it for Trump. So I think it was just a window into President Trump's mindset. There, and perhaps not that surprising, but
yeah, I mean,
revealing.
It is a good point that most of what President Trump says, you don't need a hot.
OSINT Twitter / Walter Bloomberg, everyone's most reliable fucking news resource that actually erased $4 trillion and then replaced $4 trillion of market value with one fucking tweet, a real mover and shaker, reports Ukraine's Air Force says Russian strategic bombers take off for a possible attack on Ukraine. This is right after the Trump phone call. Dude, I swear to God, Russia is doing Israel shit without being Israel. I guess everyone is Israel now. The world is Israel. This reminds me, I don't know if it's real or not, and it probably might be fake, but they did do a version of this after the fucking Trump talks in Alaska. And that reminds me of the way Benjamin Netanyahu has treated Joe Biden and also Donald Trump. We are so fucking washed, and it's not just because Trump is a joke. We're just fucking washed, man. We're washed. We're washed. Everything is Israel. Even our foreign adversaries are behaving like Israel. By the way, not sure if you saw this. Beitar is claiming that the ADL is pro Zohran Mamdani. That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Also, speaking of Zohran Mamdani, I saw this. This was really funny. Love the product placement during a discussion of how capitalism ruins everything. Make sure the label is facing the camera before we talk about killing CEOs. Yeah, because that's what we were talking about, killing CEOs. And also, we're drinking water. We have officially arrived at the point where socialism means you can't drink water unless it's directly out of a glass. Not just tap water, but tap water that what? That you put into a cup. It cannot be a bottle. It can be a can.
Get your shit.
I just don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Like, how do you argue with these fucking people, dude? How do you argue with these fucking people? Love the product placement during a discussion of how capitalism ruins everything. Love this app. Oh, is this what I think it is? Type of shit that makes you say moshi mush. Yup. Report Hamas Piker for supporting terrorists. He should be banned already. It's a bot, man. It's a bot. It's not even a real human being. I think that one is just like straight up a bot. Apparently, that's all that fucking account was responding to, people with like people who are not even fucking affiliated with me.
That can never be enough water.
Yeah. People are asking if this is sponsored content.
No.
I was just drinking it.
My God.
I know.
There's no sponsors.
Yeah.
Sponsored? Oh, hell no. Of course not. It's just like, it's so fucking stupid, man. It's so fucking dumb. Yeah, I saw this one too. This must hit so hard if you're a moron. Mamdani featuring a water brand valued at $1.4 billion while shitting on capitalism is peak irony. Socialism means you can't drink fucking water. You should remain thirsty. A little scared that Hassan is advocating for every single person alive to take TRT, HRT, and Ozempic. Yeah, this is a joke, but this is unironically the way people approach anything that I say as a joke. That's obviously a joke from Jeremy Kaplowitz. I'm just saying that, like, that is what all my fucking haters sound like. Anyway. They can't take him when socialists aren't starving and homeless like they picture the socialists to be. Yeah. What? Don't want to be annoying about this, but did you see a French cake streamer got killed by his friends on stream? Is on Hostwit? No, I did not see that. That sounds insane. What the fuck is going on Kick, bro? I didn't even realize that, like, that Kick brain rot was like international. Yeah, watch that. No, I'm not watching that. He was not their friend. They abused him for months. What the fuck? The new meta is just doing snuff films now? Fucking gross. Anyway, let's look at the Holy Toledo. Harry Enton talks about support for Ukraine.
It's the idea that Ukraine's going to achieve complete victory. That idea has collapsed within Ukrainian society. What are we talking about here? Ukrainians on the war versus Russia. You go back to 2022, the start of the war. Fight until Ukraine wins. Look at this. The vast majority, about 3/4, 73% agreed with that position. Negotiate to end the war as soon as possible. Only 22%. Look at where we are now. It's a complete flip. It's the inverse. Now 69% want to negotiate to end the war as soon as possible, compared to just 24% who want to fight until Ukraine wins. That's a 49-point drop in this position. Now, of course, negotiating to end the war as soon as possible, that's a bit more nuanced, right? Ukrainians don't want to agree to all of Russia's demand, but I think the idea of even there being some territory that would be not formally recognized as being given that Russia could in fact stay in. That does have majority support, but the idea of formal recognition of Russia's demands, absolutely not.
All right. Why do you think that opinion has changed to the extent that it has?
Well, I think one of the big reasons why opinions have changed is this idea that this war is going to end anytime soon. Ukrainians don't think it will. Take a look here. Ukrainians on the war ending within a year. Just 25% say that it is likely. Look at this. 68%. 68% say it is unlikely that the war will, in fact, end in a year. And you'll notice, John, this 68% looks a heck of a lot like the 69% who say that they want to negotiate to end the war as soon as possible.
So President Trump overnight ruled out Ukraine joining NATO, seemingly ever. But what do Ukrainians feel about that?
Yeah, obviously Ukrainians would like to join NATO. That has been a goal of theirs for a number of years. But the idea that that NATO admission will happen within 10 years, look at the collapse in this position. 2022, it was 64%. Now it is just half that level at 32%. So again, this is one of the goals that, Ukrainians had since the beginning of the war. They no longer believe that it's achievable. Well, the idea that Russia is going to be forced out of all of that land that they're occupying, they don't necessarily believe that that is going to happen. So again, I think this is one of the reasons why Ukrainians, they certainly don't want to accede to every Russian position, certainly not most of them, but the idea that they do want to negotiate an end to this war as soon as possible, that has now gone through the roof. Again, we're talking about 69%, which is such a big difference from where we were at the beginning of the war when it was just 22.
Wanting to negotiate doesn't mean wanting to surrender.
Correct.
It means wanting to discuss, and not believing that they'll join NATO is different than wanting to join NATO.
You got it.
But you can very much see how Ukrainian thinking has changed over the last few years.
Absolutely, John.
Harriet, thank you.
Thank you.
These polls are disingenuous. We do want negotiations to end the war, but for sure, but do not accept permanent occupation. This is a crucial detail missing. I mean, that's also reflected in the polls as well. They say they don't want that, but like I've said from the start, which has again drawn a lot of controversy to my statements, but like Ukrainians and their real emancipatory need is not a part of the equation here. These decisions are being made without the opinion of Ukrainians. Kind of domination as well, even on the corporate side. One of the things that I've seen is that the Trump administration is actively bullying corporations as well into taking positions against what they've defined is woke. Now, it's largely optics. And I don't think that any of these corporations actually cared about anything beyond profits to begin with, right? So therefore, back in the day when they were actually pushing for ESG or DEI initiatives or any number of different statements that they made, they were doing so in an effort to do marketing, but it wasn't genuine. But now they're moving in the right-wing direction, and I fear that this is creating a permission structure for people to go, oh yeah, being a bad person is actually a virtue. Pushing these vices is actually a good thing. And I think it makes the entire environment less safe for everybody, not just marginalized groups in particular, but it just makes the environment that we're living in more toxic overall.
Yeah, I think that's really true. I mean, the word that's been going through my mind lately is cutthroat. I think about Trump's, original book. What was it? The Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
And in that book, he's saying, there's so many people who say that a good deal is when both parties come away from it thinking we did pretty good. We feel okay about this. And he said, no, that's bullshit. A good deal is when you get everything you want and the other guy feels fucked over. Is that allowed? Are we allowed to say
Yo,
that?
you can curse as much as you want. Yeah.
And he's running the country the same way.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't care about cooperation. He doesn't care about respecting the other guy. He wants, when he talks about America first,